Hello everyone, this is Aditi Pandey. I am a final year BLLB student at Symbiosis Law School, Noida. And in this video of Mentorship Project, I'll be sharing my experience working with an international commodity trading house, that is Valency International Pte Limited, Singapore, and how I ended up getting a pre-placement offer for the position of Assistant Legal and Compliance Officer there. This position that I got, this offer that I got happened in my fourth year, or I would say the end of fourth year and the initial period of my final year. That is my ninth semester. So, to understand how do we eventually get up a pre-placement offer, it is very much important to understand why do you need that offer, what place do you need that offer for. So during my initial years at law school, I was very much confused that what is that field of law that actually interests me a lot. I mean, interest as in something that I can see myself working for the rest of my life, and if not rest of my life, at least the initial years of my career. And like all of you people, I started interning in my initial years of law school itself. I have interned at multiple forums, multiple law firms, multiple chambers with different kind of people and different kind of practice areas also. I have interned with energy sector, I have interned with infrastructure, I have interned with environment law, and then when it comes to uh, corporate field, I've interned with capital markets team, I have interned with Gen Corp teams, etc. So after experimenting everything, one thing that I realized is I never hated any field at all. I mean, there was no extreme emotion towards a particular field. Like I know people who are very extreme and they say that I do not like litigation. I cannot do that. I mean, I don't even want to read civil cases, or I don't want to associate myself with that. And I'm very much interested in only family law. So that's what I'm going to practice. So for me, I never really hated any internship. I never really hated working on a particular sector or an area of law. So when I sat down and I contemplated uh, that why is it so and is it a sign, I understood that I wanted a right balance in my work. I never really wanted that stressful nights of being a litigant, and I never really wanted to just sit and review contracts. So I started understanding that maybe in-house role is something that excites me the most and is the best for me. And one thing that I believe that everyone needs to understand is that you need to first understand your potential. Not everybody can be an amazing litigant who can argue beautifully in the court of law. And you need to understand that you are not that kind of a person, and you look for different kind of opportunities in your life, and you look for different kind of work that is best suited for you, which can bring the best out of you, not your worst. So with my internships, I really understood that the amount of stress the life of a litigant is required, the amount of stress is involved in the life of the litigants is something that I cannot deal with. And I want to look forward to those roles which can actually bring a right balance, be it my knowledge, be it in my personal life, and be it my health as well. So, after all this analysis, I believe I was able to streamline that which kind of job am I looking for. That was the first thing that I did. The second thing that I sat down and understood was that which sector now. Now, for in-house roles, there were different kind of companies who were functioning differently. And for instance, a very established company in which I have interned was Pine Labs, and the kind of work that I was getting there was not something that I was looking for. I was more or less reviewing contracts, and apart from that, if you are your mentor is a counsel there, then you might get a little bit of research that I also got. But apart from that, I was not able to see the transaction of my work. That, for instance, if I'm uh, reviewing a contract, it was eventually reviewed by three, four, five more people. And the amount of responsibility that I had was quite less, which did not interest me that much personally. Then, because of the work that I was getting at Valency was more of uh, arbitration and litigation involved, and apart from that it was more of reading cases. uh, it was bringing a lot more interest to me and a lot more learnings as well, because there were days in my internships, as I want to mention, that I used to sit and read an entire case for the day to understand what was going on, and then I used to draft legal notices for that particular case or that dispute that our company was facing. So these kind of responsibilities, and then at the end of the day, I was the one in the office who used to dispatch that letter to the respected addresses. So these kind of responsibilities, when I got, I used to see the transaction of my work, which made me very much motivated to come to office on a regular basis. So firstly, as I said, that I streamlined which type of job that I want to do. Secondly, I understood that okay, even if I have streamlined that I want to go for in-house roles, I need to hunt for those places where I was getting maximum responsibilities and my learning was more. So this was the second streamline that I did. Third is your sector. Again, if you're looking for in-house roles, you need to understand that what kind of a sector you're looking for. So when I initially to get an internship or an or any other kind of opportunity in in-house or in companies, basically in the legal team of the company, it is a little difficult because the work is very confidential and the team is also confidential. So what you can do is that you can, as I did, I used to Google a lot of teams, a lot of companies that I want to work with, and then I used to hunt for people on LinkedIn, and I used to do a lot of networking. So third is the networking aspect that actually helped me to understand that okay, uh, to understand different places, and I was just trying and hitting at every place as much as I can. So I was streamlining those places, those opportunities wherever I was getting, because firstly in-house it's very difficult to get an opportunity. So whatever opportunity I got, I used to go for it. And Valency was one such opportunity that I accepted, and I went ahead for it. And surprisingly, it turned out to be the best place where I've worked, and the best kind of people there, the kind of work that I have done, the kind of work environment Valency has in its office, that excited me the most. And that's how I understood that okay, this is the place where I want to work. And maritime shipping, trade, international arbitration is something that I really want to do. So after streamlining everything, uh, I still had a little bit of doubt that okay, going for an in-house role, as they all say that oh, you are very construed to only corporate matters. You're not your growth is not as much as we see. So I was having a little doubt, and then I went back to a law firm which was practicing in shipping, and I went to Bombay, that is Bose and Mitra, and to just give it another last chance that okay, is shipping something that I want to do, then maybe I have just seen the side of an uh, in-house role. So maybe I should go for shipping only, for shipping sector only, for a firm's perspective, wherein I have different matters from different clients. Because here, when I was working in in-house, my client was my company, and I had to do everything to save my company. Whereas when I go to a law firm, I get different variety of clients, different kind of work experience, different kind of environment. So when I went to Bose again, I understood that okay, it's a lot of litigation involved herein, and that's why I don't want to go ahead with this kind of a work. So I ended up streamlining Valency as my the place where I want to work. So after all this analysis, I started interning with them a lot more. So one thing, when I have to sit and think about that, the tips that I can give for any individual to go for to try their luck for pre-placement offer is that show up more. You need to show up as much as you can to that place. I mean, be it anything, be it any small work, if they call you up, be available. Treat that internship as a job. Treat that internship as in you are an employee, and you've been called for a work, and it is as important as it can be, and you need to show up as soon as possible. So I kept myself very much available for the team, for the entire office, wherein whatever opportunity they gave me, I used to treat it as a learning experience. And I was in Noida. I was residing in Noida, and I used to travel 2 hours early in the morning and to reach office in Gurgaon. And I used to come back traveling for 2 more hours. So my travel time was roughly around 4.5 hours every day. So that much amount of pain you need to take. You need to forget everything. And honestly, this thing comes from within. Okay, that you're really interested in this kind of work and you really want to do it. But it also matters that you need to be as much dedicated as an employee. Even though I was not getting paid any stipend, etc., I used to treat this opportunity as the last opportunity to show up. So the first thing that you can do is show up more. Second thing, be very inquisitive and curious to learn. You have to show that curiousness to your manager, that you're very much eager to learn as much as you can, and you are okay with any kind of opportunity, any kind of work. If they call you up, be available. This kind of shows your curiousness to learn. And there have been days when, I was not in the town and I've been called up to be there in Delhi in 2 days or in one day because of some urgent work, and I did that because that acted as an opportunity for me to learn. And I always used to take uh, that thing with a pinch of salt, that it's okay, it's just a matter of time, and if I put in efforts, I might just get an opportunity here. So firstly, be available as much as you can be, and secondly, be curious to learn. Thirdly, I would say is have a good rapport with your manager. That actually helps you a lot, because eventually what happens is that uh, a company has a structure. There is a management, there are board of directors, and there are other important individuals in the company. And when, especially in my company, how it was that legal team is very close to the management, because everything is very confidential, is very important. So if the management gets to know about your work from your manager or from the person who is senior to you, and the entire office gives in good reviews and feedback, then the chance of you getting a pre-placement is much more. Because what happens is that your behavior counts a lot. And to have good rapport with your manager, to have good rapport with the people you're working with in your workspace, as in you have to be on time, you have to dress appropriately, you have to be very very diligent, very outgoing. You need to talk in a limited manner as well. You don't have to be extra friendly with people. You need to behave appropriately and work very diligently, that you're not passing time in the office and then actually sitting and working. So all these kind of behavioral traits will eventually support your uh, your candidature, and your manager will actually put in good words about you to the management, and that's how you get recommended further. That's how in my case it really worked, that my manager was quite happy with the kind of work I was doing. And even if she was not happy with the kind of work I was doing, she knew that maybe she has the potential to do it, because she's very hardworking. So even if you're not that smart, you need to put in hard work so that they understand that you have the potential, and at least you're diligent enough to sit and understand that work for us. That okay, even if you're not understanding it, you have the energy and you have that diligence to sit and understand it. So these kind of traits, when you show it to your manager or you show it to your office colleagues, the people who are working there, they will eventually understand your potential and can actually put in a good word about you. Because when an intern is about to get hired, the entire office feedback has been taken. Since I'm very close to my manager, that's what she told me, that most of the interns, when they get hired, the feedback from the entire office is taken, so that they actually understand that who is this person, why is she so interested to be there. So all these things, when you practice, these things will eventually turn out to be in your favor. And I believe that if you're putting in a lot of hard work, if you're being very diligent, your work will also improve with time, right? So it's even today when I sit, I don't know a lot of things. I cannot know everything, and that's completely normal. That you don't have to be very intelligent, you don't have to have a very good preparation before doing an internship. That is not how things work. You will always be underprepared. But what you need to do is just keep learning from your mistakes. Whatever mistakes you're doing, don't repeat it again. These kind of things, if you're conscious enough and you're understanding that, okay, I don't have to repeat uh, this XYZ mistake that I did, then when you're putting the work again, it will work out to be in your favor because you've been conscious enough to not repeat that mistake. So all these small things that you do at workplace counts a lot. To be on time, to be available always, to just be conscious of what kind of work you're doing, just be conscious of not making mistakes, to have a good rapport with the entire office, not just the legal team, but with everybody you're interacting. All these things collectively count to get a good offer from your company. And it is very difficult. I understand that it's mostly very difficult for people to streamline a sector, streamline a place where you want to intern. But I believe it's your calling, that when you're interning with so many offices, when you're interning with so many places, eventually what is that place where even if you're very tired, you feel like getting up early in the morning and you feel like going to the office. You should not be like, oh, I need to go to office tomorrow. You should be like, okay, I need to go to office tomorrow. I need to uh, learn so many things. I'm very interested in the work that they're doing. So if you have that kind of calling, if you have that kind of vigor for a particular place, then I believe half the battle is won. You need to just streamline a place, keep going there, keep asking for continuous internships there. And trust me, any company would hire a person who knows much more than a fresher. If they go and hire a fresher, they have to train that fresher. The legal team has to actually sit and tell them that, okay, this is how we work. But when you're an intern, you already know the kind of work the company is doing. So I already knew the template of a lot of my contracts. I knew how to draft a legal notice. I knew the kind of work the company was doing. So my manager, if she ended up hire a fresher, a person who had no idea about shipping, she would have to sit and make that person understand what is lay time, what is dispatch, what is a vessel, what is charter party contract. And if somebody who already knew about it, so she would just have to brush that person and polish that person more. So that is how they prefer interns over freshers. So make the most out of an opportunity that you're streamlining for yourself. And I believe that by fourth year you should start streamlining your streams, that okay, which practice area you want to make a career, and what can actually what is that kind of work that you can actually end up doing for the rest of your life. You need to sit, analyze it with all your consciousness, and only then I believe uh, you will be able to streamline very intelligently, streamline very consciously. So once you do that, keep showing up to that place, and I hope that you will eventually also uh, get an offer there. So that was all from my end. I hope that I was of some help to you all. If there is any query, you may leave in the comment section and I may reply to it as soon as possible. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day.